Hey, welcome back, welcome all, and welcome aboard. All aboard here as we take a ride along on one of our abros for a moment. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. I'm the gaming persona host for the Diet Rex channel, Kelly Jack. Hope you're having a better day than I'm having today. I can't even focus enough today on that first cup of coffee, which is why I waited till I'm halfway through the second to read a card that told me which episode I was in. Last episode was 48. Welcome to episode 49. Apologize for the mess up. And this is episode 49 in the Semi-Trans sessions, specifically the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game sessions. Yeah, I sound a little bit more coherent, don't I? What can I say? I am a caffeine-based life form. It's time for me to just admit that. Now, one thing I have been thinking, especially since this guy came in, is changing the run on the. That's why I was riding with him. I was just taking a cheap method to get through without having to move anything. That is a method you can use to move around the map, is to center out and take a ride on one of the trains by, saying follow it in the main screen. But back to what I was going to say, because of how this oil well came in, it's actually starting to make sense to straighten out and run the cargo line here, and maybe even pull the station out down the road from town a little bit, abandon the in town. Now, there were some weird things I was seriously considering doing in games, but I'm saving those for the Chaos games. And trust me, the Chaos maps are going to be fun when we go for how much chaos can we take and put into a map. I'm going to have a blast. You might laugh. You might also sit there and go, what is he doing? All right, let's set it on up. And start thinking on how to take and do this connection. So I do need to find out where this oil well is going. Well, this one's only going to Octochem, so that's going to be a quick, easy run. So Octochem is back over there. And that's the other reason why I'm seriously considering doing that extension on this over to here. Down the road. Because frankly, it just doesn't make sense when Octochem's going to do a lot more than that one spot. So we're going to start cleaning up our lines into something that makes sense for the issue at hand. Sorry about that. I really wish the mute keys were a lot easier to get to on this setup I'm running. Well, let's see what we can do. First off, we're going to run where the rail is going to run. Pretty much like that. I want it to be at least a 2-station. In fact, I'm going to make it a 4-station, too short and too long. Actually, upon further review, because I don't know if down the road I'm going to kick this way, we'll leave it. Now, this guy is our cargo bypass for the future. And that's kind of how he's going to run. And then we got to come back here and straighten this to this way, not the way we have it. And And that might mean some changes for everything. So, as we come in and set up on this, the question actually becomes, ooh, for down the road, we're going to leave him as a extra cargo. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. Let's go ahead and straighten this cargo line like I said I was going to. And what was our boy that had a waypoint over here? There's not a way to find a waypoint. And no convoys passed it last month. 10 passed. Okay. Nope, none. We've got a trackage issue somewhere. All right. It's because we're in a new month. Duh. Okay. How to fix. It was a trash run that was coming through there. Okay. Waste. Trains. Perfect. It was one of the latter ones. Let's take a peek at him. Not him. So that's Junkers. Do I even have anything scheduled for him yet? No. Aha! That's why things weren't working. Okay. I'm looking for a train that hasn't gone in yet. Now, with that taken care of, we can take out this stretch of rail. That double stretch right there. No! We just destroyed way too much rail. All right. It's all right. I needed to fix this. As he tries desperately now to fix things. There we go. Now I can take out this because there's not going to be as much initially. This is the one problem I'm having is that I have signals, and once you put a signal in, you got to blow the signal before you take out the line to take it out any which way you want. Otherwise, you got to obey the direction of flow. Okay. looks a lot better. Get him fixed. Now he's going to have a conniption fit because how do I get to my places? Hi, you. Tri-City Trackster. Okay, now I know where my stations were. I think that should get him back into line. And it's time to go up here and find out where my nearest train dispatch is. Old Scratch is a bus barn only. So my multi is a 21SS satellite yard. If I'm seeming a little less chatty than the normal this morning, please forgive me. It's lack of coffee, and as you can tell, the threatened return of a vicious cold that just will not go away this year. All right, we need a trash train, but we're going to be hauling on lines where we cannot spend a ton of money. I might just skip putting that trash train that way for right now. Gonna leave that in there as a option for other trains. And now I need to come in and talk to him. He should be fixed. Let's check the Tri-City passengers. Tri-City tracker. Oh, that's right. We also wound up taking out that, so we need to fix those stations. Yep, that's got him covered. Cleaning up my signaling now. Yes, I do tend to do a lot of right running. Every once in a while, I will do a left running line section, but you'll see me do like a curve over where I do a bridge over or something like that. Those are the things that are going to show up more in the wild games down the road. All right, now it's time to start thinking about what I was going to do here for a passenger line. And I'm starting to think a little bit of work is worth it. Let me tell you, after having played the 128 pack and trying to get serious and being bit so hard by one angle piece does not cover the full clearance, I've come to appreciate the 64 games ease a little bit more. If you're trying to start out, I'm going to recommend the 64-bit pack. It's better for that. Then when you're ready to take on challenges, go to the 128 or the 192. If you just want to have a goofy good time, 192 jump straight in. All right, let's get this fixed up. The reason I did that groundwork that I just did is I decided I could do a straighter shot here and be able to have something I want, which is a passenger service that will bring our people here to here. So Mallowfield, Springmouth are our two bigs. So how do I want to run this route. Do I bring them out over to here, these two, and then I can smooth this up, get him up here with the rest, connect him in, and send him over for just a quick drop and pop at Springmouth Station. Boy, that is a temptation. Springmouth Station's getting to be tough to get in and out of because it has become a jam up point. And by having trains wait at Springmouth with only 2 platforms, that's become an issue. So the question is, do I want to build a different rail for other city services? And I think I do. I think I want to kind of spread out and not have just one rail point, but a couple. See what we got there after we did that level. There we go. So now we've got 2 different stations. We're going to do a Greenfields station. We're going to call it a GF North station. And it's going to eventually be able to replace, because we've already blocked out with the tunnel there. And with a little bit more creativity, we should be able to hold on to this. Give us a nice tight station right here off this. Might be a good thing to have. Might be. Then again, might be a bad thing. We're going to find out. All right. And again, I'm doing 3D platforms this time. Still staying with the cheap platforms, not going with the high end. I am considering doing some upgrades on platforms around, but I mean, look at that step. You're talking 20 bucks a month. Next step up is 80 bucks a month. Still 80. Still 80. And then 160 when you go up to the 256 passengers. So, yeah, that's a lot. Those are massive changes in my budgetary needs, and we're still not at our best. We're going to talk about that next episode. So, episode 50. If I have any comments on the Devil Towers series, I'll be going through, thanking you for the comments, reading comments, if it's just a simple good one, or, an idea to fix it. If it's, hey, questions, I'll answer them to an extent, pertinent to the channel, not today to Callie, not to anything else, all right? You want to know about me? All you need to know about me is I play video games. I'm old. And that makes me dangerous behind the wheel. Because, hey, that's why I don't drive. No, joking. Anyway, dangerous on a bicycle. Especially if you got your windows down, because I do eat a lot of beans. No. Hey, I'm Callie Jack. The goofiness is done. We're going to head on out. Next episode's the question one. I'm going to see if we have any at the time I am recording. Please realize these drop about 3 to 5 to 7 days after I record them. As to why I don't add fancy graphics, don't have that kind of system yet. Maybe down the road. If I get rich. Have a better day than I'm having.